The Council was given a presentation by Larry Eisenberg, Executive Director of Facilities, Planning and Development for the Los Angeles Community College District. His presentation, entitled Energy Independence Using Renewable Technologies, provides important information for electrical contractors everywhere. Here are a few excerpts from the presentation. The entire presentation is available on this DVD and can be accessed from the main menu.
It is a critical issue, and why I'm so thrilled that so many of you are here from across the United States to participate in this. The research that you sponsor is critical, but the idea that you can help spread the message and help people understand how urgent it is that we move in the direction I'm going to lay out for you. I was at a conference of higher ed sustainability folks in Raleigh, North Carolina in October. All of our keynote speakers had a common message. We're not talking 10, 20 years to solve the issues that we face. This is a 3-4 year kind of thing. In the 3-4 years, we don't change what we're doing, then there might not be a 10 to 20 years to look at. So this is urgent, and it's something that we need to do together to make it happen. And I'm convinced why our relationship with NECA is so important is that there are millions of buildings across the United States, homes, factories, office buildings, schools, other governmental buildings. All of them need to head towards the renewable model that I want to show you, and only electrical contractors can make that happen in an effective way. In understanding our energy supply system, we started thinking about the renewables. You look at the classic ones: solar, wind, geothermal, and biomass. Now you're thinking, here we are in Los Angeles, and Los Angeles, yeah, sun shines in Southern California all the time. Today happens to be a little cloudy, but the reality is that the country that's using solar to the greatest extent today is Germany. Germany is the same place that Wisconsin is. I worked in Wisconsin for 17 years. So solar is real wherever you live, not just in Southern California. Wind power happens every place, and I'm going to show you new technology where you don't need, if you've been driving through Palm Springs here, and I know some of you were at the Palm Springs meeting the other day, you see the giant towers, don't need those. There are new things out that deal with wind. Geothermal, my little map happens to show volcanic geothermal, but there's other geothermal that many of you are familiar with. It's ground source geothermal, the heat pump idea. Take that to an industrial scale, another energy source. And then biomass. I think biomass is a bad idea, because if you plant every arable acre in the United States with some sort of switchgrass, corn, whatever, not to mention the bad economics of turning corn into fuel, it takes the same energy to turn it into fuel as you get out of using it. Where's the value in that? If you take something like switchgrass and burn it, you're basically just making carbon dioxide. That's the problem with biomass. So we need to look at the other renewables instead. The non-carbon renewables is where the future is going to be. One other product to show you, and perhaps if you've been to trade shows, you've been starting to see this product come around. This looks like a fluorescent tube. It sort of is. It's not glass, it's plastic. And then inside, I'm going to pass it around, you can take a close look at it, are LEDs. So basically, you snip out, this requires electricians to do. You got to snip out the ballast, stick in a little 24-volt transformer for the fluorescent light fixture. This fits directly into a standard fluorescent 4-foot, 48-inch socket to do that. And then once you put it in, you don't take it out for 25 years. The key to the program I'm talking about, and you are saying, yeah, fine, we know this stuff and all that. The key for us was making this happen. What I'm describing here, I'm going to talk about in renewables for free. So this, although yes, I have $5.7 billion, I've not used $1 to pay for what I'm showing you. Because when I showed up, the money was committed to build nice things like science buildings, libraries, classrooms, and all of that. They hadn't thought about energy or infrastructure at the time. So I had to figure out how are we going to do this stuff? And I have no money for it. So with a lot of bright people's help, we figured out how this happens for free. And that becomes the key to selling it to your customers, is that when you show up, you can retrofit their place and do it at no cost to them, and it's paid for out of the savings. So basically, the expectation is electrical contractor comes in, does the audit, the investment grade audit, does the retrofit, and has an arrangement with a financial institution to carry the load, and it looks just like a little mortgage. Pays back out of the savings. Recall that payback calculation? So in 3.8 years, 5.6 years, whatever the number is, that's what the payback period is. We figured out a way to get a little bit of the payback happening in year one, so for the customer, I can get my CEOs at my colleges, my presidents, and my budget officers happy, because what I'm talking about is not making them wait for 3.8 years. I can pay them back part of the money year one, instant savings. So 10%, 20% of the savings is achievable under this model to get people cash back right away.